Hello and good afternoon. This is part 2 of my second experiment of making moss slurry. And with this, I just used some leftover yogurt. Obviously, the more natural it is, the better. Like with anything that is probiotic and is supposed to be good and healthy for your gut, you want it to be as natural as possible, not to have any extra added preservatives or sugar, etc. So this was strawberry, and it did actually have chunks of strawberry in it. Obviously, I would believe that the strawberries were probably de-seeded before it was put into the yogurt. But if it hasn't been, and some of the seeds have managed to survive, then who knows what will happen when this hopefully starts to germinate. Now, the texture of this one is completely different to the first. The first, obviously, is a lot more watery, very frothy and foamy. That was used with milk that had curdled, and I'd probably been sitting in my kitchen for about a week just so that I could, sort of split the fats away from the water, like curves and whey, etc. And then I've just blended it all up, and then I decided to just put it straight into these pots for my children. This one, I think, have to tell them that it is strawberry yogurt, not to eat it. You know what children are like, I used to love cooking with my parents when I was a child, and whenever I had the opportunity to lick the bowl afterwards, after cooking, especially if it was something like chocolate, you just don't say no, do you? So in here will obviously be some yogurt and the ingredients that was obviously in the yogurt, some fruit from the yogurt itself because that's what was included, and I have added the moss to it. So with this one, I think what I'm going to do, to be honest, is leave it in the tub. I think I'm going to leave it in the tub in a cool shaded area of the garden and see what happens, because I just don't know. That is what I love about doing experiments. You can do all of the practice, all of the research, all of the theory, but you just never know what the outcome is going to be. And that's what children need. And that's what I love about homeschooling my son, is that it's a break from normality. And I can say to him, let's go and do this, do that, because there are no boundaries. Well, there are boundaries, but you're not confined or constricted to the ones that you would have to if you're in school. And doing experiments like this with my children, even if your children aren't homeschooled, it's something you could quite easily and simply do over a weekend or a couple of hours, before bed or during the summer holidays. Sky's the limit. So please stay tuned. I will obviously try to track the progress of any growth from what I have cultivated, and fingers crossed. So if you have any questions or want to leave any comments, please feel free to do so. As this is my last video for this so far, that's usually what I say at the end of all my videos. But anything that is abusive or insulting to myself or anyone else will be removed. Enjoy your day.